Hello everybody and welcome to Decoding the WSL, the podcast dedicated to the stats and facts in the WSL. Thank you for joining me today as we look over our team of the week from the weekend just gone. There were a lot of goals in the WSL, 28 in just 6 games, and we're going to be taking a look at the 11 players that I felt deserved a place in my team of the week. I'm your host, Sam Biccarino. Yes, listener, thank you for joining me today on what is Monday the 9th of December as I record. I'm going to be talking you through the team of the week that I've put out on social media today. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It'll be out on X, it'll be out on Instagram, it'll be out on Blue Sky, all of those good places. Well, 2 of those good places and X. Anyway, but we're going to just talk you through each player one by one and explain why I feel they deserved a place in my team of the week. So we will start off at the back with Courtney Brosnan. She was obviously not on the end of a victory this weekend, but 2-1 win for Spurs against Brosnan, and that doesn't really tell that much of the story because I thought she was excellent. She definitely, I think, should have probably conceded more goals if it wasn't for some fantastic saves that she made. Her post-shot XG against her was 2.7, so an average keeper probably would have conceded 3 goals. It could have been a lot worse for Everton, and I think she kept them in the game and gave her team a lot of belief with some of the saves that she made, especially when the game was a lot closer earlier on before that final goal from Bethany England, which obviously the final goal was a penalty. There's never that much a keeper can do about that. So that's why I thought Courtney Brosnan deserved a spot at goalkeeper. Then we move on to the back 4. I'm going to start off at right back where I have Kerstin Kasparai. Now, she got an assist in this game in the 4-0 drubbing of Leicester City. She's been just an absolute stalwart for Man City this season. I think she's probably going to be a player that's in my team of the season when I come around to doing that later on in a few months' time. She's been fantastic for Man City, both in the league and in the Champions League as well. And she was great in this game as well, so she definitely deserved her spot at right back. Then onto the 2 centre-backs. I'm starting off with Ash Neville. Obviously, she doesn't normally play centre-back, but you'll see when I get to the left-back why I've shoved her in here. She's one that defensively has been brilliant for Spurs this season in a team that has not been very good defensively. They have obviously conceded, now the second most goals in the league so far this season, behind only Crystal Palace. Before this weekend's games, Spurs were the team that conceded the most, but that is not Ash Neville's fault. She has the most tackles won in the league. She's up there for interceptions, she's up there for clearances, and she's up there for blocks as well. So defensively, she's doing all she can. And in this game, I thought she gave a bit going forward as well. So she deserved a shout out, and I think deserved a spot at centre-back. Alongside her, I've got Alex Greenwood. I think this is maybe the 4th inclusion she's been in the team of the week so far this season. She is, for my money, probably the best centre-back in the world. She obviously made the World 11 that came out earlier today. She dominated this game. She had over 120 touches, making a lot of passes as well. She had almost as many passes as the entire Leicester back 4 in this game. She was just on the ball, setting the tempo the whole time. And although, she didn't get a goal in this game, she was part of the reason, A, that they kept a clean sheet, and B, why some of the other City players performed so well, because she is that reliable figure at the back for them and incredibly important. So she slots in at that sort of left centre-back. Then at left-back, I've got Anouk Denton. She's not someone that has featured in a team of the week so far this season, but after her goal this weekend, I thought she deserved it. She made a great run from, I think she was playing right back this week, running through, being relatively unopposed and shooting from distance to score for her first goal of the season for West Ham. As well as that, I thought she had a pretty good game defensively. They obviously conceded a couple of goals in the first 10 minutes, neither of which I think were her fault. And then after that was pretty faultless. So she rounds off my back 4. Now, onto the midfield 3, I have the only Chelsea player in the side this week, which is Sjoeke Nüsken. She was fantastic in quite a lot of aspects against Brighton this weekend. Brighton have obviously been a team in great form this season. overachieving expectations. And Sjøkernusken has been instrumental in that and was instrumental this weekend, getting 2 goals in the process, nodding in a header late on, as well as, just general all-round play and obviously scoring earlier on in the game as well. So she was one that I felt, as well as her goal scoring, she did a lot of good work in terms of her kind of overall play, recoveries and interceptions and that kind of jazz, and her passing, deserved a place in the side. In the centre midfield for the second week in a row is Katrina Gorry, or game week I should say anyway. Last time out she was in partly because she scored 2 goals. This time she did score a goal late on. It didn't really matter in the game. They were already 4-2 up at the time, but generally she was instrumental in West Ham's comeback. I still do think that potentially it's either her or Kinga Shemik, but outfield anyway, Katrina Gorry is West Ham's best player and she's going to be instrumental if they stay up this season. And I think she's a large part of the reason that they're now out of the bottom 4 and 3 points away from the relegation zone. So she takes the second spot in midfield. And finally, I've got Dominique Janssen. She is also my player of the week this week. She was brilliant. Manchester United played against a, let's be honest, pretty injury-hit Liverpool side. They weren't quite at full strength, but Man United still needed to play well to get past them, and that they did. Dominique Janssen in the centre midfield was, well, the epitome of what you want from a central midfielder. She dominated the game with her recoveries and her defensive work and her duels, but she also completed a lot of passes. She also created chances, getting 2 assists and also getting a goal herself from distance. Just an all-round fantastic performance, and not anything that I think anyone else in the league beat this weekend. Now, moving on to the front 3, I'm going to start with another player who is in my team of the week for the first time this season, which is Pubel. She joined West Ham in the summer and has looked relatively good so far, but in this game, I thought she stepped up a notch. She was really dangerous down that right wing. She obviously set up a goal earlier on for Vivasei, and then scored herself, being a little bit more selfish, and getting on the score sheet for West Ham. I thought as well as that, she also had quite a good all-round game, so she slots in at right wing. Then at left wing, I've got Alessia Russo. She obviously doesn't normally play left wing, but I had to fit her in somehow because she had such a good game. She scored 2 goals, the second of which was a real good striker's finish. She is a player that contributes quite a lot to Arsenal's play, whether it's sort of setting up other chances or dragging out the line, sort of the defensive line of the opposition team. And then obviously she scored 1 goal early on, her glancing header, and then the second goal dispossessing Paula Tomas and a real sort of striker's instinct type finish into the top corner. So 2 goals for Alessia Russo. She makes my team of the week as well. Finally, you're probably sick of me saying her name, but it is Bunny Shaw once again. 9 goals now this season, 2 in this game against Leicester. Man City did not go easy on Leicester, as I potentially expected them to, but 2 goals in the first half an hour, scoring as many goals as Leicester have all season. And both of these headers that she scored, the defenders against them, Sophie Howard and then Courtney Nevin, they are no slouches. They're both very good defenders. They both play for their country. But Bunny Shaw is a player was literally head and shoulders above them, leaping with strength to head home 2 goals and setting the tone for Man City for the rest of the game. So, to recap, that is my team of the week. We have Courtney Brosnan in goal, a back 4 of Kirsten Kasparai, Ash Neville, Alex Greenwood and Anouk Denton, a midfield 3 of Dominique Janssen, Katrina Gorry and Sjøkernusken, and then up front we had Pubel, Bunny Shaw and Alessia Russo. That's my team of the week. Let me know either in the comments on wherever you get your podcast, or let me know on social media if you think it's a good team. Is there anyone else you would have added in? I think there were other sort of few players that were quite close to getting in this week. There was quite a few good performances, but obviously we can only have 11 players in the team of the week, and they kind of need to fit in some kind of formation. Hence, Ash Neville gets shoved in at centre-back, but I thought deservedly so. But yeah, let me know on social media what you think, because I'm always interested to hear. But yeah, thank you, listener, for tuning into this mini episode of Decoding the WSL. As ever, if you enjoyed the episode, hit follow or subscribe, all that jazz, and do make sure to follow me on social media at Stattorino on all major social medias, and obviously at Decoding the WSL. The podcast has its own page on Instagram and its own subreddit. Thank you for joining me, listener. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will speak to you at the next one.